Scott, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. We're almost set for the 275th and final meeting in this storied building between the Detroit Red Wings and the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, Chris, the first time that Detroit played in this building, now I know you're going to say that I was at the game, but I was not. It was 69 years ago this past Thursday night, November 30th, 1926. They defeated the Montreal Maroons. That was the first time they played here, 4-0. The goalie was Harry Happy Holmes. Now the goaltender is Mike Vernon. There's been a lot of pucks into the net between Hap Holmes and Mike Vernon as far as the Red Wings and everybody else is concerned. The first time they played the Canadiens here was January 18th, 1927. Patrick Roy was not in the nets. I think George Hainsworth was. And the Canadiens won that game 5-3.
And now Bob Rouse. LaPointe in a big collision with Malakoff at the line. And play whistle down. The first penalty of the game is being assessed.
And we welcome Greg Millen. Boy, I'll tell you, you're getting in better shape. You're not as breathless at this time as you were about 3 weeks ago. I told you to get ready.
Thanks to the players, there hasn't been a whistle for a while, so.
And the fight.
And a hooking call right here will put the Detroit Red Wings on the power play. Valerie Brouet will get the gate. Look for the Red Wings this evening to just use the point on their power play and jam in front of the net.
He leads the Red Wings in power play points and in assists overall. Fedorov. Larionov. Here's Primo parked in front. Larionov walking in. Patrick Roy. And he scores on the rebound. Igor Larionov.
How about this play by Larionov? Great players have the ability to hold on to the puck for the extra second. A good chance here by Larionov, and he does not go by the net and just bangs his own rebound by Patrick Roy. And look at the tremendous patience by Larionov, who follows his own rebound, and it just trickles through by Patrick Roy. And once again, patience. He's going high. Everybody will be going high on Patrick Roy. We all know he likes to go down on the butterfly, and Larionov gets the rebound because he puts the first shot up high, and a nice little present from the referee, Kerry Fraser.
You know, it's funny because Greg Dvorsky went over first and he didn't know what to do with it. Kerry, the experienced referee, just grabbed the octopus. Let's take another look at Larionov's 5th power play goal of the year.
And a good play by Fedorov to take a hit to make a pass and make the play.
And keep the other guy tied up so he can't get back in the play.
Bingo. Nice haircut once again. Best hair in the league, Kerry Fraser.
Fedorov and Coffey assisting on the goal, a 3-10 power play goal. And the Red Wings with a 1-0 lead. Sends it ahead, and here's Saku Koivu. With Fraser, and Koivu blasts that off the stick of Bergeron. Brisebois up ahead. Petrov bowled over by Konstantinov. Larionov sends it deep. Fedorov centers it. There's Kozlov the shot. And Patrick Roy got the pad down on that one. And it's flipped over the glass and out of play.
Patrick Roy once again was terrific. Look at this lock here. Konstantinov with a great big hit because the Red Wings lock up the left side. And that allows the defense to jump in and be very aggressive. And Kozlov with a highly skilled shot on goal almost caught Patrick Roy.
Here's Turgeon working into the zone, and he can't beat his man. Recchi picks it up, puts it in front. And now it's Dandino, can't clear it. Nice play by Turgeon, walking in, glove stopped by Vernon. Yzerman stopped at the line, Turgeon moves it ahead. Here's Savage, winds up, and Vernon had a piece of that. He'll send it back in as Montreal completes the change. Dom Foose is on the ice with Keane and Petrov. Lead pass to Fedorov, flying in with the shot, the rebound. Konstantinov shoved it ahead. Here's Konstantinov jumping into the rush. Konstantinov the shot. He gets his own rebound in the corner as Popovich went down. Sharp angle, Fedorov took a shot, loose, Larionov, Kozlov scores.
Well, the Russian connection is certainly hot so far this first period. Kozlov with a gift, and once again, Larionov, boy, oh boy, does he see the ice so well.
They're very alert. The Red Wings just on top of the Canadiens, half a step or a step ahead of them pretty well this entire period. Simply outworked them. Beat them to the puck all the way in that play, Greg.
As Barry Smith and Coffey or Lindstrom have been their best defensemen, and he said, you got to put Konstantinov right with them.
Looks like a Red Wing penalty here on that chase for the puck down on the Detroit zone. Kerry Fraser calling an interference penalty. And Keith Primeau's doing the arguing, so you have to assume he is being penalized. Important time here for the Canadians. They're down 2-0 early. They have been totally outplayed in this period by a very efficient Detroit team. They've got to get back to within one if they can here. You know, this is the fourth time, fellas, that the Red Wings have played back-to-back against a team that didn't play the night before.
Turgeon dancing towards the line. Puck cleared in from the wrong side of center, but the Canadians do get to it first. Here's Savage along the boards. Back to Malakoff. In, and Turgeon, side of the net, they score!
Terrific play by Malakoff to not shoot on goal, but shoot for the tip. Turgeon calls for the puck. Recchi just is right in the crease, and he outmuscles everybody to tap the puck into the empty net. But a very, very good play by Malakoff to find Turgeon's stick by the side of the crease instead of just hammering it straight on goal.
2-1 Red Wings as Chris Draper dropped for Lapointe. The shot, rebound. And Patrick Roy with two dandy saves there. With the Red Wings leading 2-1. Now forechecking is Kozlov, who has the go-ahead goal, and another as Kozlov took a shot that hit something and went into the net.
I don't know if it hit Fedorov, but without question, he went right in front of the goal crease. And that puck sliced off somebody's stick on the way through, and Fedorov, watch him. He's in the corner on the left of your screen. Right through, and he's, well, maybe not as close to the front as it looked from our angle.
Yeah, I think it hit Quintal in front of the goal.
Now Johnson motoring through center. Greg Johnson trying to barge right through. Puck underneath him, and now underneath Patrick Roy for a face-off. 3-1 Detroit here in the first.
Have to go down to Fredericton.
So a two-man advantage for 49 seconds. Red Wings haven't scored with a two-man advantage yet this year. Great chance to change that. Lidstrom scores! Didn't take long, did it?
Now, this is the worst first period on home ice for Montreal since that infamous opening night when the Philadelphia Flyers had them down 4-0. It's 4-1 here now. Still a minute 56 to go in the period, and still 4:49 to go in the major penalty.
This is textbook 5-on-3.
Watched by Racine, moves it in low to Primeau. Coffey cheating down. Johnson back into Primeau. He can't get it out in front. Gives it to Johnson. Yzerman in front. That's cleared by Quintal. Coffey keeps it in at the line with now 1 minute left. Yzerman to score again! Another power play goal. That's 3 for the Red Wings in this first period.
Well, I don't know the last time the Montreal Canadiens allowed 5 goals in one period. And you know, the only time Scotty Bowman has coached in this building as coach of Detroit, his team was beaten 8-1. And the power play continues, boys. It'll continue through to the end of this period for about 3 minutes at the start of the second.
Kozlov looking for it there with Larionov. Fedorov, 2 assists in the first period. Back to Fetisov. Larionov chips it. Kozlov in front. Quintal cleared it into the corner with the gaping net just behind him. Line kept in. There's Larionov again. Fetisov. Cross ice. Kozlov and Patrick Roy there to rob him. 9 seconds of this power play. Fetisov. Fedorov. Kozlov in front. There's the hat trick. And it's a power play goal. Their 4th of the night.
Let's face it, Patrick Roy has absolutely no chance on this play. But Patrick Roy is going to have to adapt to the way this big line is playing for the Wings. You have to stay on your feet. They're passing it so much that Patrick Roy is overcommitting as he does here. Terrific patience once again by Kozlov, and Roy is down and out.
First game of the year for Conroy, just called up from Fredericton wearing number 20. Mike Keane looking to center. Here's a shot in front. Keane looking for his first goal of the year. Can't beat Vernon. Great chance for the captain. Brashear along the boards. Bergevin right there. Puck comes loose. to the point. Racine shot cleared by Yzerman, and a breakaway here for Dandenault in, and he scores. Now what a throw for the rookie to score here at the Montreal Forum.
Patrick Roy is looking over to the bench like he wants out. But what a thrill, as you mentioned. Dandenault scored the last time these two teams met with a great blast from the sideboards. He said he'd love to score on Patrick Roy. Well, I'm sure he likes it even better scoring in the Montreal Forum in terrific speed. Watch his head, it's up all the way in on Patrick Roy. He doesn't bury it, but he misses the shot and then sort of shovels it through Patrick Roy, who's backing up, but he just fans completely, and in old-time hockey, just jams it by Roy.
Well, the most goals against the Canadiens in one game this year, 7. The first game of the season by Philadelphia. The Wings have 7, and this one's not 25 minutes old.
The last time they did that this season, there was a wholesale change. Here's Fedorov whipping it in. And the fans getting on Patrick Roy, who responds. Roy gesturing back at the fans as the puck heads up ice.
What he's just done with that, he's just taken the final score off the front page tomorrow.
Kozlov, rink wide, there's Rouse. We passed the midway point of the second period, and here's Johnson scoring on a nifty feed from Keith Primeau. 8-1 Detroit.
Well, Scotty Bowman's even in this building now coaching the Red Wings. He lost 8-1, and now he's leading 8-1, and this game is barely half over.
Man, what a great play by Keith Primeau.
9 goals in 11 games, and Pat Jablonski is going to get the equipment. Jablonski has moved down into the aisleway behind the Canadiens bench to get a goal stick, so a change is in the offing here as Mike Vernon at the other end hops on the puck. Savage now with Dom Foose and Recchi as the shot snapped in on Vernon. They're trying all their trick plays now. That one didn't work, but Fedorov spins it back across. Kozlov roaring in the drop pass, and Recchi was there. 8 covering 8. Larionov, Fedorov scores 9-1. And the floodgates are open at the Forum. And now we anticipate it's time for Pat Jablonski.
We might also anticipate a game in which the Montreal Canadiens allow the most goals against ever. The most is 11 against them. And there's 9 here.
You know, in fairness to Patrick Roy, I mean, what are you supposed to do here? Watch the Canadiens once again. They're all chasing the puck carrier. And that leaves Fedorov wide open in front. I mean, he's teeing this thing up. He has one of the hardest shots in the league. One-timer, and there's absolutely no way that Patrick Roy can stop that puck. And boys, finally, here comes Pat Jablonski and Patrick. Hey, it's not your fault. Get out of there, get a rest, and get ready for the next game, and forget about this, baby. It's over.
And every Canadian on the ice went over to tap the pads of Patrick Roy. A rare night indeed at the Forum in Montreal. Fedorov from Larionov at 11:57.
Patrick Roy just went over and said something to Corey, and I'm not so sure what it was, but he went right to him. That'll be even more of a story tomorrow, possibly.
Hey, the plot thickens.
Oh.
Dandenault and Jablonski covers up. 7:35 to go in the second period here at the Forum. Up to Koivu. They got the Smurf line back together, but they're offside at the Detroit line.
Well, the look of Régent Houle, the Canadiens' fairly new general manager, tells it all. Likewise, team president Ronald Corey. But Greg, isn't this eerie? It's kind of eerie. This is almost like the first night, the Philadelphia game, when the Canadiens got off so badly on the wrong skate and were down so big, so early. And does this mean that they are right back to where they started the season, literally at game 1? And
Kozlov has led the assault with 3 goals. Larionov's been brilliant. There's Fedorov. Kozlov has 4. And what a goal. Double figures at the Forum for the Detroit Red Wings in their final visit.
Well, gentlemen, there are times in the booth when you just let the pitchers take over, and I think this is a good example. This is beautiful.
Next game against New Jersey and Pittsburgh, and here they come again. Coffey with Kozlov. In front, Primo, and Jablonski down. Centered in front, cleared by Turgeon. Coffey looking to center again against Recchi. Puts it in front, there's Primo. Whacking away at it. Centers in front, Greg Johnson couldn't find it. And he'll have a break. Here's Fedorov in a load on Jablonski, and a good stop by Jablonski. As Fedorov was looking for his 6th point of the night.
Welcome back to the Forum in Montreal, where the Red Wings lead the Montreal Canadiens 10-1 after 2 periods of play. Patrick Roy was the center of attention in that second period of play. Here he reacts to the crowd, and it's jeering of him as he made an easy save in that second period. And then later, Patrick was taken out of the game in favor of Pat Jablonski. He went behind the bench. He stared down Mario Tremblay, then he went back and had some words to say to the president of the Canadiens, Ronald Corey. And then Patrick went and took his seat at the end of the bench as Pat Jablonski went into the game to play for the Canadiens and try to salvage something from what is now a 10-1 lead for the Detroit Red Wings. Well, I'll tell you what, the mood here in the hallway of the Canadiens, and they're still behind closed doors waiting to come out here for the 3rd period of play. We've got about a minute to go now, and the Canadiens are just coming out now, and they're led by Pat Jablonski, followed by Patrick Roy. Canadiens are down 10-1. 10 goals have not been scored against the Canadiens in this building since 1983, and that was when the Boston Bruins beat the Montreal Canadiens. So they're way down tonight, and there are ill feelings between the coach and the goaltender. Mario, any chance we can get a word with you? Mario Tremblay doesn't want to talk to us right now. Anyway, Chris, back up to you with Dick Irvin and Greg Millen as the Canadiens head out.
Scott, I'm sure there is going to be a lot said following this one.
Well, I was just in the press room, and it is hopping.
Dick, there's so much that can happen when a star player and management or a coach are at odds. We saw it with Igor Larionov in San Jose. He finally left and was traded, and we learn now Kevin Constantine has been dismissed in San Jose, and right now it would seem by the pictures and happenings in the game tonight that these two gentlemen, very integral in the Montreal Canadiens, are at odds through 40 minutes here.
Well, I think, fellas, the key from a Canadian standpoint, everybody involved has to say the right thing. That's Mr. Corey's seat. He may be upstairs now with Régent Houle, I don't know. But no matter who's involved in something like this, Greg, they have to calm down. They have to get control of themselves before the quotes start coming, and they have to say the right things.
On an historic night at the Montreal Forum. Here's Recchi with a shot. Turgeon reaching for the rebound.
Jablonski to start the second period. Get him out of it.
And Jablonski tying it up at the side of the net. Pass from Fetisov. Now Konstantinov hammers it in on Jablonski. Yzerman to the line with Bob Airy. Here's a chance, and Popovich got a stick on it.
I don't know how Dryden never did it.
Here's Steve Yzerman setting it up. Lidstrom, and what a fine save that was by Jablonski. Here's Quintel at the point, firing it. Vernon with a good save there, and Yzerman clears it down the ice. Starts back for Detroit with Greg Johnson on the right side. Here's Johnson trying to cut in. Jablonski down, and he stopped the rebound as Primo had a whack at it. On the face-off, the puck comes down in the Canadian zone, and there's the 11th goal of the night for Detroit.
That equals the all-time high against the Montreal Canadiens, and there's still 6:56 to go.
At the Detroit line, return pass, Recchi, and Vernon with a great stop off Mark Recchi. Yzerman tied up by Racine. Final 10 seconds. Yzerman circling, one last shot, doesn't get through, and that will do it. The final visit by the Detroit Red Wings to the Montreal Forum, and a night we won't soon forget.
Well, Patrick Roy did something else that's uncharacteristic. Normally, I think the backup goaltender, Gray, goes out onto the ice with the rest of the team, but he did not. He went straight to the dressing room.
And right now, he's in a race to see how quickly he can get his gear off and get out of here, I'll bet you.
I remember Ed Belfour last year in the playoffs, after letting in a bad goal in overtime in Chicago, set the record. I think he was out of the building in 8 minutes before he met anybody, and maybe it was a good thing.
Showered or not?
I don't know, but he was in civvies, I'll tell you that.
That was after the Lidstrom
That's
goal.
right, exactly, the bad goal, Chris. And I remember we went down at our normal pace downstairs, and who's going out the door by everybody? Ed Belfour. But he'd calmed down the next day, and he talked to everybody. This is a little different.